Hey everyone, it is Dave. Welcome in. It's time to talk about Module 3. Module 3 also puts us halfway through the course. So this week, we're going to finish up with the formal elements and principles of design. I hear everyone cheering already. And we're also going to be taking a look at what is modern art. We're going to talk about Edward Manet, who's the father of modern art, and then all the way through the different art movements such as Impressionism, Cubism, Fauvism, and so on. This week, we also have a midterm exam to complete. We also have journals to submit. The first 6 journals, you do have a little bit of flexibility on time for those. Except the midterm you have to have done by Sunday night. And let me give you a date right now. Sunday the 19th, it needs to be completed. So make sure it's done by then. Let's head over to the Canvas site. I'll walk you through Module 3. All right, here we are on the Canvas site. Module 3 is this week. Up top, the video you're watching. We have our lectures on scale, repetition, and unity. We'll jump down to the further exploration section. I do have some short readings, but the video is really cool to watch and focuses in, of course, on Andy Warhol and how expensive his art is becoming. After that, we have lectures on balance. The lecture is here, of course, the study guide, and then the further exploration section is just a reading. The same thing is with emphasis and focal point, study guide, and there's a reading here. After that, then we have Edward Manet. Edward Manet is the father of modern art. He is the first artist to really break the rules that have been set forth since the Renaissance. When we learned about perspective and chiaroscuro and things like that, he's the first person to say, no thanks, I'm done. And in 1863, he creates this incredible painting called Luncheon on the Grass. So we've got our lecture, study guide, and I'll spend some time here in the further exploration section. We've got a short reading on a painting called Music in the Tuileries. Then we have a couple optional readings. The Baudelaire reading, I'd probably read a page or two, but that's about it. This is a completely optional reading. It is from a journal, so it may be a little bit dense, and I think it's like 15 pages long. I would probably have you read this one here about the model Lori, and it's a quick article, and Lori is this model back here. She is in a few Manet paintings, and this is Olympia. And then this is part of a painting called Luncheon on the Grass. It is among the most important works of modern art. We do have a short video here, about 5 minutes, on the Industrial Revolution. After that, we're going to be taking a look at all the different modern art movements and how to identify them. So we've got our lecture, study guide, and then the further exploration section. What's cool about modern artists is that they generally lived long enough to be recorded, whether in photographs or particularly here with Claude Monet, he lived until the 1920s. We do have some video of him actually painting, which is really cool. And I also think he's smoking a cigarette. He was a chain smoker. The Futurist Manifesto. You can have it read to you here, or you can also download it here. The Mark Rothko auction is amazing. Make sure to watch that. And then I couldn't embed it, but Christie's auction house also has auctions on modern art, and you can still see how sought after these artworks are. We're going to jump down to the journals next. Journal 5. That's going to be on unity with variety. We're going to learn about that in the scale, proportion, and unity lecture. Here are some examples of some finished works. So what you're looking at doing here is finding one type of object, in this case, spools of thread, spiders, butterflies, vases. So you have a unifying element, and then you want to create variety. Different colors, different sizes, different positions, different wing patterns, different colors, and so on. So that is the focus of this work. Please take the time to read through the instructions And so don't use any of the examples as your subject matter. It does have to be something unique. And then the last journal, we're just going to jump down to the next button, and that is going to be on creating an artwork on plein air. So what I want you to do is go outside. That's where on plein air painting is done, and take a look at some landscape and recreate it. Do not use line, only use shape, only do sketches. That's what this is going to be. This project is a sketch, and we're just creating shape rather than line. So we're going to use like the edge of the pencil and create just kind of a rough sketch of the image that you're seeing. When you turn in your project, you're going to turn in, first of all, your drawing. Second, a photograph of the scene you're drawing. And thirdly, a short paragraph explaining the scene. Where was it created? Talk to me about the process. Did you enjoy on plein air? Did it take a long time? Are you happy with the results? Are you surprised about the results? So that is going to be Journal 6. This week you're going to be turning in, we'll talk about the journals first. You're going to be turning in journals 1 through 6. Now, if you need direct links, here are the direct links to all of the journals. Keep in mind, while these are due on the 19th, you do have a week flex period, a grace period, where I don't mark anything down. So you have until July 26th to make sure these are all submitted. After that, we have the midterm. All right. The midterm, it has to be done by the 19th. I would suggest doing it by Thursday, so just in case you need some type of tech support, the school can offer that to you. Keep in mind as well, back here in Module 2, that's the sample exam questions. So you have 10 of those to answer. You can get up to 10 points here. The midterm exam, we'll just go ahead and open it up. So the exam is 50 multiple choice questions. Each is worth 2 points, and you have 50 minutes to complete the exam. The average completion rate for my students is 35 minutes. So you do have plenty of time in which to answer these questions, but make sure you have studied prior to taking the exam. We'll take a look at the first question here. Which member was Vincent van Gogh the closest to? You're just going to click what you think is the correct answer. Click the next button. When you're done, you'll click the Submit Quiz button. Every time you answer a question, you'll get a check mark next to that question. So if you want to go back later in any of the 50 questions that still have not been answered, you're more than welcome to jump around to those. I always myself answer the easy questions first, then I spend time on the ones that are more difficult. You also have your countdown timer here from 50 minutes on down. If that bothers you, click the Hide Time button. Use a Post-it note, anything like that to cover that up. Keep in mind this will start flashing at about the 5-minute mark. And that, my friends, is all you have to do this week. I will be back shortly to tell you about Module 4. Keep in mind that Modules 1, 2, and 3 are for the midterm. Modules 4, 5, and 6, those are what are on the final exam. No matter how good or how poorly you do on the midterm exam, and hopefully everyone does good, keep in mind most of the points in this class are from the projects. So please make sure to continue doing the projects, watching the lectures, and so on. All right, everyone, good luck with the exam.